Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Arbuckle. Welcome back to another video. Today I just wanted to talk about some of the lethals in Black Ops 3, specifically the C4 and the trip mine, and give you guys kind of a little comparison breakdown video and talk to you about which one that I personally think is better, and just some overall pointers, some tips and tricks that have helped me do better with these lethals, and hopefully by the end of this video you will have been able to make up your mind on which one to use, or maybe there's just some extra things that you didn't know that you'd like to know about both of these. But these are very similar lethals. Back in the day, it was not like that. Back in the day, I actually did a video where I compared Claymores and Bouncing Betties, which were very similar. But back in the day, C4s and Bouncing Betties, or C4s and Claymores, were nothing alike, right? Claymores or Bouncing Betties were absolutely automated. They did their own thing. You put them down, you can't pick them up, they're there. With a C4, you put it down, you can't pick it up, but you control it. No one else controls it, and it's all on you. So if anything else happens that's wrong or bad, it's your fault. It's not the Claymore's fault. It's not the whatever. It's your fault if you're using a C4. Well, nowadays, because everything is so much more advanced, just all the stuff, all the technology that is in the game is just so much more advanced. The C4s actually have an alarm on them now, and we're actually able to pick things up and throw them back down and do all that, and thanks to the improvement in the Call of Duty game, and it's just so cool that we're able to compare these two, because back in the day there was no comparison at all. Like, we had a Claymore that we could put on the ground that wouldn't move, only face one direction. We had a C4 that once you put down you couldn't pick up and had to blow it up, no alarm, nothing. And now we've got trip mines that we can put on walls, on ceilings, on items, on people, on pretty much anything that go off by themselves in every direction. And then we have C4s that we can put down, pick up, do whatever we want with, stick them on walls, stick them on ceilings, and we actually get an alarm when these things are about to, or when someone's near these things, which just makes it that much better. Now, when it comes to which one I think is better, I find this really hard to choose. And I think overall I would pick the C4 to be better, just because the C4 has a couple extra things that the trip mine doesn't necessarily have. With the trip mine, you don't have any control over it. You can pick it up, you can put it down as many times as you want, and you can put it on a wall, you can put it on a ceiling, you can hide it in a bush. The disadvantage of the trip mine is that it's a little bit bigger than the C4. It's taller, so it's a lot harder to hide, and it's got a little light at the top. So if anyone sees that little red light, which just gives it a couple inches higher off the ground, it just makes it so much more obvious that it's a trip mine and not part of a structure or a plan or whatever you're trying to hide it in. The C4 is just a little compact square that's really easy to hide, can stick on a ceiling and not be noticed. It's just so much more compact and easier to be avoided by the enemy team, to not be able to see. And I think that's one reason that I really like the C4 a lot more than the trip mine, because it's got more stealthiness to it, I guess you could say. The other thing is, again, the trip mine is completely automated. You can't control it. Once you put it down, it does its own thing. It's going to go off. Now, the difference between a C4 and a trip mine is that when you put down a trip mine and that thing goes off, there is a way to escape it. If the trip mine's just sitting on the ground, obviously you can lay down and avoid dying from it. It was just like that with the Bouncing Betties on all the past Call of Duty games. With a C4, it's extremely hard to avoid. If you hear that noise go off and that person hears it and clicks that X button immediately, or whatever the trigger that they're using to blow it up, you're gone. You're done for, unless you have flak jacket. I mean, it's over. With a trip mine, there's not that much time, and if it's on a wall or on a ceiling, there's no way around it. The only way to get out is if it's on the ground and you can lay down really quick. Now, when it's on a wall, you're dead. If it's on a ceiling, you're dead. There's no getting away from that. And flak jacket is just the universal perk that'll help you from either of these if you're not close enough. But I think the C4 is just better, just because you've got so much more stealthiness to it. You don't have to blow it up. One reason that I really like the C4 is that I like to use it as an alarm. If it's like 1-on-3 or 1-on-1 or 1-on-2 or whatever, if you're like the last one alive, you can say you're playing search, you can put down a C4 on the bomb and just use it as an alarm. They won't see it, and when they get near the bomb, it'll go off and you'll know that's where they're at. And the advantage is you don't have to blow it up. With a trip mine, yeah, you can use it as an alarm. If it goes off, you know someone's over there. But with the C4, you don't necessarily have to blow it up, because you have complete control of it, and it allows you to leave it there and just make it a threat, right? If you leave it there and you don't blow it up, the enemy knows, like, I can't go back there or they're going to blow it up. You know, if you blow it up once and it's no longer there, it's so much more helpful, I feel like. And there's just so much more you can do with it, so many more places that you can hide it. And I just think the C4 is just really helpful when it comes to staying alive. But personally, I think the C4 is better. I love that they've absolutely made the trip mine like perfect that you can put it on literally anything in any direction. It just makes it that much more deadly. Just some quick advice that I would give when using the trip mine. I would not put it on the ground. A lot of people like to put it on the ground, but when you put it on the ground, it makes it easier to escape or get out of. If people hear it go off, they can just lay down really quick, like back on Black Ops 2. With this one, if you put it on a ceiling and they don't see it, I mean, it's game over. If you put it on a wall, they don't see it, it's game over. I mean, it makes it so much easier to kill someone when you put it in a position that they're not expecting. You know, people are used to seeing that, like a claymore on the ground. They're not used to seeing it on a ceiling or on a wall or something. But yeah, guys, hopefully this video has helped you out a little bit. Hopefully you'll do a little bit better with the trip mines or the C4. I like running 2 of them. But anyway, guys, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video.